Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, and today I have got something very special for you lovely ladies and gentlemen indeed. I have been looking for years to get an informant in Japan, so I can give you more information about Pokémon in Japan and the tournament scene and all that good stuff. It has happened. Thanks to the lovely Antoine Boulet, I am here to tell you all about Nagoya's Anniversary Festival, an anniversary event to celebrate Pokemon's 20th anniversary in Japan. We've even got some exclusive little video clips showing you what it's like now. Remember, they're filmed on phones, etc. It's not the greatest quality, but have you been there? Have you seen inside this 20th anniversary celebration in Japan? I hadn't. I don't think you have either. Now, the first thing to point out here is that people were queuing from 6:30 in the morning, and the queue looked a little bit like this. The tournament didn't start until 9 a.m, ladies and gentlemen. People were queuing from 6:30. Why were they queuing? Well, firstly, apparently, it was very fun. There were 3DSs charged and ready for Pokemon battles, snacks to share, and tables with cloths set up for friendly games in the queue. Hundreds of players waiting in advance, enjoying the fun, but the tournament structure meant they had to. First thing about the tournament, free entry, always good. But second thing about the tournament, there were, shall we say, morning qualifiers. And this works very, very differently to how tournaments work in US, Europe, etc. You have to win 5 games in a row. As soon as you win 5 games in a row, you get to go to the afternoon tournament. Sounds like there's a catch? Of course there's a catch. There's 3 catches. Number 1, you must win 5 games in a row. If you lose, you go back to 0 wins. Secondly, you've got 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. to do it. When 1 p.m. hits, if you haven't won 5 in a row, you're out. Thirdly, there are only 32 spaces in the afternoon. So if you win 5 in a row, but you are the 33rd person to do so, bad luck, ladies and gentlemen, you are out. Want a little incentive? You get through the qualifiers, you get one of these holo energy cards. They are beautiful, and apparently I'm reliably informed they are currently selling for the equivalent of £40. That is quite a bit. If you get to the afternoon qualifiers, this is essentially a top 32, or indeed less than that if fewer than 32 people get their 5 wins in a row. If you win, you carry on. If you lose, your day is done. And if you carry on winning all the way to the end, you get one of these trophy cards. Don't like a picture? How about a video? As a side note, these trophy cards are selling for the equivalent of £1,600 right now. No prize money, but a £1,600 card, that will do for me. And you essentially needed a 10-game win streak, so deck choice is very important. As a side note, have a think what deck you think went undefeated all the way to the end. It might surprise you. Have a think. I'll tell you at the end. Of course, this will affect your deck choice. The faster your deck, the more likely it is you're going to be able to have several goes. But of course, the fast decks might not always win consistently. A lot of balance to be found. You want to win 5 games. If you can win it quickly, then you've got a chance to restart if you lose. But your fastest deck might not be the one that wins most of the time. But let's say you didn't win the tournament. How about some side events? There were 5 and they all sound amazing. First, the classic battle tournament, where you are only allowed to use sets from base set to Neo Destiny. The main tournament was X and Y onwards, which of course is our expanded format, slightly different, but in the classic battle tournament, base set to Neo Destiny. Over the age of 30? Male? How about the Shiftry Masters Cup? Not entirely why Shiftry, but hey ho. Only eligible if you are over 30 years old and male. I would have been all over the Shiftry Masters Cup. And the reason is, back 20 years ago, and remember this is a 20th anniversary celebration, these were the guys that were actually playing the card game. Could you get away with a gents only, 30 plus only tournament in the US and Europe? I don't know, is the honest answer. But of course, maybe you don't want to play in the Shiftry Masters Cup, because there is the great clash of generations. Now, this was going on all day and was between two groups. The Japanese Showa era, people aged 28 and over, against the Heisei era, people aged 27 and under. Every time the group wins a battle, they get a point. At the end of the tournament, the winning group all get a teammates promo, which is also known as senior and junior in Japan, seeing a little bit of the age difference there. Sounds pretty cool. Maybe you're a girl and you're upset about the Shiftry Masters Cup. Well, there is a Sylveon Girls Cup going on, which is only open to females. There we go. We have redressed the gender balance. But potentially the coolest side event of all, and that is saying a lot given the four I've just told you about, the free-on-free battle. You get into a team of three. You have a battle with another team of three. It turns into a best of three. Whichever team of three players wins the most matches gets all of the points. What do you use the points for? You use them to go and buy promos like these. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I want those promos. And just in case that wasn't enough, everybody got one of these promo cards, which I think we can also agree is, quite frankly, absolutely beautiful. Now, just in case that wasn't enough for you, there was a trading station, a card illustrator's signing booth, an exhibition of cards from every set. What's that? You want to know how it looks? Little something like this. And there were even dancing Pikachus. This sounds like the best event ever. Celebration? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, celebration is the only word. When you think of 5 different side events, all with a fun little spin, all of the promo cards you could win or get, not all of which involves you being the best player ever, and this lovely little exhibition of cards, it just sounds like the greatest thing ever. Now, there are a couple of questions we need to answer as we finish off today. Firstly, what deck actually won this main tournament? It was Trevenant, using the X and Y Trevenant to block trainers and Trevenant Break to spread damage, which is a bit weird. It's not the best deck in Expanded at the moment, but over in Japan, Trevenant is winning. Bit of a weird choice, you might think, for a tournament which involves winning consecutively without losing. The player obviously thought Trevenant was fast enough and consistent enough. And the question which, in the first email, Antoine didn't actually tell me who won, and I had to email him back and ask, who won the Clash of Generations? Older generation. By like 100 points. It wasn't even close. Personally, ladies and gentlemen, if someone else had made this video, this is exactly the kind of video I would want to see. I've told you how tournaments work in Japan, and I've told you about cool things that go on at Japanese tournaments that don't happen in the US and Europe. Hopefully it was informative and entertaining, but I now have a Japanese correspondent. So, is there anything you'd like to know about the Japanese scene? Are there other videos you would like to see that include a Japanese element? Let me know. And if Antoine, and I actually have another, shall we say, confidant over in Japan who might be able to help out a little bit as well. So if there's anything you'd like to know, pop them down in the comments. There are not many that I know of people who are doing YouTube videos in English, in Europe, US, etc., who are giving you information about Japan. So I would like to be the person that can. Anything you want, chuck it in the comments. I shall see what I can do. There's a like button. Come on, surely this video deserves a like. I told you about Japan. There is a subscribe button. Click it and you'll get to see more videos. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, or email me at ptcgradio@hotmail.co.uk. The most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.